we do believe that Jamzone is great for training, to learn how to play music, but as you know, we show the chords in this notation, and it's not always what younger musicians have been used to learn. So we wanted to make Jamzone more available for any type of musicians, any levels of musicians, and so we developed a very smart algorithm that is transposing the chords of any song to a simpler form. It does transpose and so changes slightly what you hear in the mix, of course, but this is made so that the song will always or stay as close as possible to the original song, and it can also accompany you in your progression. You can very well start at the beginner level and move on with Jamzone to the advanced one so that your progression just is more natural and less painful over time. So where is SmartChord? SmartChord is available from any song that can show the chords and lyrics, so what we call the full tracks again. This is that module here in the middle of the overlay. As you can see, there are 3 levels. By default, you might have the advanced level. The advanced level is what the song is originally. This is what we hear in the original song, the chords as they have been transcribed by our musicians, our ear-trained musicians. SmartChords kicks in when you click on one of the other 2 levels. So level 2, which we call intermediate, and level 1, which we call beginner. I'm going to do it again so that you can see. Here are the notations of the chords. They might be sounding quite scary for some new musicians here on top. If you click on 2, the chord notation will be automatically simplified to an intermediate level. And again, if you click on 1 here, it will further simplify it. I'm going to make it with the sound on so that you can really hear the difference and also the transposition that it creates. So here is the advanced level. If I move to intermediate, it will sound like this. And if I change to beginner, it will sound like this. So again, this feature, which we call SmartChords, is a way for us to open up Jamzone to new audiences, and actually sometimes you might also think that a simplified version sounds better according to you and what you want to do, so feel free to use that anytime. It can be useful in a lot of different ways, and that's very easy to play around with it. Note that all of the settings, we will talk about it further afterwards, but all of the settings that you set in the mixer, the pitch, the SmartChords, the tempo, and the loops that you register here are saved per track. So if you make a mix setup for one jam, you quit the app, next time you open a session and go back to this song, all these parameters will remain. The next time you change anything in it, it will update, and in your next session you will find the latest version of your mix parameters. One thing to note also though, there are some songs that are pretty simple in terms of chords, obviously. If SmartChords cannot find a simpler version, you might not see any difference when you're switching level. If you do not see a difference when you're switching level in the chords notation, it simply means that we do not have a simpler version for those chords to play with.